I should have been doing the Netherlands race debrief at this point, but I underestimated how long it would take to set that video up. So yeah, this is the Belgian Grand Prix qualifying preface. This was done on the 27th of May. Okay, just making sure because 4th June was too close. So yeah, 27th of May, a long time ago. In fact, I'm working it out right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over 5 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm just getting these as quick as I can. Hope you understand. And F1 23 content will start rolling out as soon as F1 22 is finished. So without further ado, let's get straight into Belgium qualifying. First lap, we were provisional pole by 1.6 seconds over Fernando, Lewis in P3, Max in P4, Sainz P5, Ocon P8 and Leclerc P10. We had all three purple sectors and it was looking good. How did the session finish? Well, Max got a little bit closer. He closed the gap to 1.4 seconds, while Charles put himself P3. Fernando moved to P5, Lewis into P6, Sainz into P7, Ocon into P9, and Perez P11. No one of importance to us got knocked out, so we can move straight into qualifying 2 without having to look too much at the bottom 5. Unless you really want to care about whether I'm going to beat these drivers and they can't win the championship. Q2, we started off with a little less of a gap. We were a little bit slow on this lap time. 8 tenths to Max in P2. All three purple sectors though. And to be honest, half our rivals were nowhere to be seen. Next highest was Charles in P5, Checo P6, Ocon P7. Saying that, I've just had 3 in a row. And Alonso P10. Lewis outside of the top 10. Does he make it into Q3? Yes. I say this. You're already seeing the second half of Q2. When I'm saying all that, you already see the first half. Anyway, we maintained P1, Max maintained P2, Charles moved up to P4, Lewis into P5, Perez P7, Alonso P8, and unfortunately, Ocon and Sainz were out, P11 and 12. Very unfortunate for them, missed out by just about a tenth each. And qualifying 3. To begin, we had no lap time because we invalidated the lap twice. Once at Radion, I believe, and the other time I'm not quite sure, but there's a weekend clip, so you'll be able to watch that. I'm still going to go through the pre-results. Max P1 with Checo P4, Lewis P5, Charles P8, Fernando P9, and obviously we were P10. How did it finish? Well, we set the lap that put us pole position by 1.3 seconds. Max was P2, Perez P5, Lewis P6, Charles P9, and Alonso P10. To be honest, no one really changed their position because as soon as I went out, all the glitch time stopped. So, see you in the weekend clip, and then the pre-race. So here we are, just gone through Radion, and as you can see, just invalidated our lap time. And very quickly you can see that I start to back out, and we're going to begin our cooldown lap. This is the only time I actually do the cooldown laps in full. Normally the cooldown laps after the flying laps I just return to the garage straight away, ever since the beginning of the game when I don't do full qualies anymore. 2024 so far away. That will happen once again because I'll be doing full length seasons matched to full real life, whereas at the moment F1 22 I've got to fit in 4 seasons in one game, and so that roughly equates to 1 race per day for me. F123. It'll be 2 seasons in a game, and that will roughly equate to still one race per day. To be honest, it works out as, for 22, it works out as I should fit 2 weeks within one game play, which I can't do, hence races are back to back. F123, it will be 1 week per 1 day, so we won't get back to back races all the time, but we will get the triple headers, which will be fun. And then F124, it will be 1 day is half a week, and so I'll get quality and practice on 1 day and the race on the other.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
1 lap of fuel remaining, and this lap looks good, however we invalidate it somewhere else. Good.
Based in the Ardennes countryside, Spa hosted its first Grand Prix back in 1925. This historic track is loved by our drivers and fans alike, so it's a warm welcome from the Belgium Grand Prix. Spa-Francorchamps then, a historic 19-corner circuit with a lap distance of 4.35 miles. There's over 100 meters of elevation change here, and with long stretches of the lap spent flat out, a good top speed will be vital for success. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. What a qualifying yesterday for George Russell. He'll start today's race from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Albon, Norris, Sergio Perez and Hamilton, Joe, Vettel, Leclerc and Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Sainz, Kevin Magnussen and Mick Schumacher, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Pierre Gasly and Lance Stroll, Bottas and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And a warm welcome, of course, to my co-commentator here today, someone of tremendous experience and insight. It's the man himself, Anthony Davidson. Should we kick off our conversation with George Russell?
Well, it was a really impressive lap in qualifying to get pole position, but are they going to be able to hold on to the lead into the first corner with so many quick starters around them? A couple of favourites for the win then, but who comes out on top doesn't really matter as long as they give us an entertaining show en route to the checkered flag. And we want to see fair fighting, of course, out there on the track. Let's hope the stewards don't have to get involved too much today.
At least the game looks at previous form and sees that I haven't been able to win from pole position. Anyway, we've got a couple of hards, mainly mediums and softs. We're going to try and change the strategy a little bit. Soft and 2 mediums, let's see how that goes, seeing as that's what most everyone else is going to go. I've added a second soft by accident. So let's increase that delta as much as we can. 5 tenths, 6 tenths of maximum. 10 laps soft, 17 on 2 mediums. How about a medium hard? 4.6. Slightly quicker, I think I saw. Yeah, 4.6. It don't stay still for long. I can't see if it's quicker or not. So we're setting the medium hard to the main strategy, and we're going to set the second strategy to the medium, soft, medium. It's going to be a little slower than if we were to start softs. However, it'll be a nice change to see if tyres will hold on, and it's 4 tenths quicker, so might even switch to it anyway midway through the race. Take out the fuel, we don't need 2 laps plus, sometimes we even need 2 laps minus, but I'm not confident on the fuel all the time, so we're going to go 0.02 per lap, but a little bit under so for the race start, which is about to happen. Let's go. Hello and welcome to the Belgium Grand Prix. We're on pole position. Max is P2, Lewis P6 and Fernando is P10. These are the drivers that are still within our target point gap by this stage in the season, which, let me remind you, after 13 races should be... I have to do some quick maths here. 106 points heading into this race, so afterwards it should be 114 points. Let's win and get that gap. Five lights are out and away we go on the medium tyre. Get an okay start. Max does not get us into turn one. A little bit on the inside. Max is going to try around the outside, doesn't get the move done, and free wide heading into Eau Rouge for a moment, for almost again. Little corner cut of Radion, but we're still in P1. We know Max is going to get a good slipstream, so we're going to defend the middle. Max can't do anything, in fact he's defending against Checo, so we just take the normal line, let them battle and lose time, and we stay in P1. So yeah, we don't need anything. So turn one, got the best start we've had in ages, and yeah, we just broke early into turn one, tried to avoid everything, did so. Max couldn't overtake us. Then it was free wide briefly between these three, weren't it? Yeah, those guys were free wide briefly, and then I guess you could say they were free wide. They weren't. They were too wide with each other, which I guess makes free wide. But all of them weren't in. They weren't free wide with themselves. They were like Lando and Perez were too wide, and Perez and Max were too wide, but Max and Lando were not side by side. So anyway, that's the end of lap 1, apart from a warning for track limits. There's a couple of candidates here, but I think it's this. Yep, easily distinguishable cut. We're just going to go to the other ones though, because I think it could be them as well. Nope, I thought I cut that. Okay. 2 areas. I don't know what I did here. I just did not turn. Luckily it didn't give me a second warning, but yeah, it should have. Anyway, lap 4. We got a second warning. Radion again? No. Lecom chicane? Nope, I'm not known to cut that. I am known to cut turn 5 though. Didn't do it here. No name? Nope, didn't run wide. P1. Just. Yeah, just. Okay, cool. 2 warnings, 4 laps. By the end of the race we'll have 22 warnings, if we carry on at this rate. Max is out of DRS range, and so we'll be able to make that gap even larger but come the first pit stops. However, even before the first pit stops, on lap 10, we got our 3rd warning and a penalty. Not from that. I can't remember where. Oh no, no, I do remember. Normally if you go wide enough it don't give you a warning, but hey ho, we got one. And now we effectively are 1 second, 0.7 seconds ahead of Max. So yeah, we just got to make sure Max don't get within 3 seconds by the end of the race, and we will win. That's fine, we're pulling away from Max. The only reason it went down 4/10 then is because I went wide. So we move. Lap 17 is up next for Kevin Magnussen. I've got to go through the whole lap for this. You see, that didn't quite work as well as I thought it would. Who's at the line? These two. Cool. So, Kevin Magnussen, not a good race at the moment. P17, did not get knocked out in Q1, so he has dropped places. I think he was 14th and 13th with Mick. So, yeah, his race hasn't started well, and it's not going to end well. Pulling over to the side, mechanical retirement from the race, and yeah, he's the first retirement of this race. Now, I had a change of strategy. As you would have seen, I was going to pit lap 19 for hards. However, I changed that. The tyre wear warning came up. So, I boxed lap 18, switched on to a different strategy, medium, soft. Followed what I thought Max was doing. Obviously, I don't know what he's doing. He started mediums, he's gone on to mediums. Lewis started hards, looking good for him at the moment. Obviously he hasn't pitted yet, but looking good. In the lane, and you might have seen we sped. Changed front wing up a little bit by 5 clicks, and we're going to exit the race still in P1, which is good. If we don't win around here, our strongest circuit, then what hope have we got for the other 8 remaining races? So yeah, here we are on the mediums, trying to warm them up, heading into Eau Rouge and Radion. 6 seconds ahead of Max. So if we can extend that gap before our next pit stop, that would be nice. We don't have to. Well, kind of we have to because of the 5-second penalty. From this, I thought the speed limit was here. Nope, it's this lamppost. So I'm going in 75 miles per hour when I should only be doing 49. Good job. And we got yeah, that's 5-second penalty. That's what that race director note is for. Lap 22. First slow lap. I think I was just a little bit slow. Yeah, doesn't look to be any issues from this side. Actually, I think I know what I did. On the grass, lock up. 9 seconds to max. How much time do we lose? Almost a second. Wow. Okay, cool. So essentially we've handed 6.5 seconds to max. We would have had 14 seconds at this point. Anyway, last but not least, pit start lap 35. Our pit lap for softs. Max has already pitted. He's on hards, I don't know why. So we should have no problem staying ahead of him even with the 5-second penalty. So at the moment we have 8 seconds of penalties and we've given Max a 1.5 seconds of worth of time. Why is that important to note? I'm in the wrong camera. So yeah, back here we are, 6.3. Lewis still high up there, P4, looking good for him. I believe he has pit now, so his strat has worked beautifully for him. Fernando's moved up 3 places as well, going from 1 point to, well, now 4 points after Ocon overtook him. So here we come into the pit lane, making sure that we don't speed this time. Braking way before, braking 1 lamppost before we need to. Into the box, soft tyres after the 5-second penalty. And we go. Soft tyres to finish the race. Now I was playing with my wheel at this point, going 180 left and right. And ended up 180 right. Now. So yeah, that's why I was mentioning 8 seconds worth of penalties and 1.5 seconds given to Max. So we screwed ourselves. He had to come in again, change his front wing and go on to another set of softs. And now these softs are from qualifying, and in that lap we gave Max 3-4 seconds. It was 8 when we came out the pit lane, I think. So in we come again, no speeding, breaking the lamppost before. In the lane, in the box, change front wing, out we go again, into the fast lane. No playing with the wheel this time. Out into the race, 20 seconds behind Max. Let's see if we can close that down in 8 laps. We have to get roughly 2.5 seconds a lap. Spoiler alert, as we get a 4th warning on lap 43, we did not do it. Never playing with your steering wheel in the pit lane. I can't find where this warning's supposed to be. There's a lockup, but that's not a warning. I really can't find this. I'm so confused. Oh no, never mind, it was a slow lap. Okay, yeah. Nothing wrong there. I don't see anything wrong there, apart from the lockup at turn 1, that's what caused the slow lap. Lap 44 is my 4th warning. Still trying to close in on Max, hoping he retires or makes a mistake. Was, but not anymore, hoping for a safety car. There's the 4th warning. But that never came. Did get a message from Mark saying Leclerc's got a problem and he will be slowing down. Wrong driver. So we're going to come to the end of the race. P2. We should have won. Don't understand how the gap is only 10 seconds. But anyway. There's no way that gap should be 10 seconds. If the gap was only 9. Oh no, I'll have to look. Right. He's crossed the line now. What's my lap time? Oh, I can't see. God damn it. So 42. We're gonna say 41. Okay, that is roughly 7 seconds. Don't know how the hell I've gained so much. He just gave up. Wow, okay. Yep, my character's celebrating, even though he shouldn't be. So, let's take this back. 3 seconds worth of penalties. And that takes us to 7. 5 seconds in the pit lane for speeding. And that takes us to 2 seconds. 3 to 4 seconds lost without a front wing, and let's say, okay, let's say coming out the pit lane it was only 6. Okay, so 2 seconds. That puts me in range of DRS. Okay, let's go lap 9, that's easier to tell. 5 seconds puts us to 4. 5 seconds puts us to 4 seconds behind. 2 to 3 seconds lost from the front wing. Why are we in the same front wing? Let's just go back to the fact that I hit the fucking wall. Yeah, you can't count on me to drive. God damn it. Don't even have the gap to Fernando. 14 races, 8 points a race, if I win and they're second, because I'll have fastest lap. 2 sprints already, 114 points. The gap I should have to second. I have thrown 69 points to Max. Now let's take into consideration that I've retired twice. 8 points a race in 12 because we've retired twice, plus 2 points gives us 98 points. Take away 2 race victories, 50 points, because they won't have fastest lap, and you get 48. With all that into consideration, that's not bad, but it's not good either, because I haven't always been finishing first, and Max hasn't always been finishing right behind me. This is turning out to be one of our worst seasons ever. Why can't we go back to last season? I want to go back to last season where I only retired 3 times last season. And every race that I didn't retire, I finished first. 14 races already done, and I've only finished first in Saudi, Australia, Imola, Spain, Azerbaijan, Britain, Austria. 7, including 2 sprints. 7 full races, and I've only finished first. But 14 races, and I've only finished first 7 times. Championship 89 is going to be several seasons. Hello and welcome to the Monday morning review of the Belgium Grand Prix. In attendance we have the driver Bobbi Winter, his race engineer Mark Priestley, the CEO of the team Toto Wolff, and the head of strategy Rosie Waite. Been a long while since the previous race, and the previous race wasn't so good. And unfortunately this one wasn't so good either. So without further ado, let's see what happened in the race and how we can improve upon that. So the race results: Max Verstappen on the top step of the podium with you in second place Bobbi. Third place was Lando Norris rounding out the podium. We obtained fastest lap with Bobbi. Hamilton in 4th, Charles in 8th, and Fernando in 7th. The respective teammates of our rivals then: Perez in P10, we're Hamilton's teammate, Ocon in P6, and Sainz in P9. So unfortunately, Max won with us in second place. However, we did have the fastest lap, and we outscore all other rivals. Now the race was looking so good until you decided to play with your wheel inside the pit lane, Bobbi. Don't do that. It shouldn't be said, to be honest. Like, come on. Why would you play with a wheel like that? And I know you've done it sometimes before, but those times before you've got away with it because you've pulled the wheel out and back to its normal position so you don't crash into any walls. But come on. It's just like... I'm going to get slated in the comments if I don't remember this. It's just like the cricket at the weekend. I think it was Bairstow for England in the Ashes, where the ball had been played and it went to one of the slips or the wicket keeper, and he walked away from his line and he got stumped out because he wasn't at his line. He's done it many times before. Never been out. Never had any consequences. But one time it happens and he's out. This is like that. You play with the wheel multiple times in the pit lane, and the one time you get caught, and it's at the wrong pit lane for it to happen. To be honest, I don't think there's a right pit lane to do it. Maybe Monaco, but yeah, just don't do it next time. So, how does this affect the Drivers' Championship? First of all, before the race, there is potential to knock some drivers out of winning the Drivers' World Championship. So, quickly going through the list, we had to beat Gasly by 23 points, Bottas by 22. This is the number or more. We had to beat Gasly by 23 or more, Bottas by 22 or more, Zhou by 21 or more, Schumacher by 20 or more, Magnussen by 14 or more, Albon by 14 or more, Tsunoda by 8 or more. Now for these last two, Ricciardo and Latifi, we could lose, Bobbi, you could lose 7 points to Latifi, or less, and you could lose 9 points or less to Ricciardo. So, quick look at the championship. We're still first, Max P2, Lewis P3. The rest of our rivals, Fernando in P4, Charles in P5, and the respective teammates of our rivals in the order that they are in the championship, like I did with the race results. Perez in P10, Ocon in P9, and Sainz in P6. Unfortunately, Max closes points that we should have extended. 14 points swing there. Charles is now back outside the target point gap, and Alonso is close to being outside the target point gap. At this stage, 14 Grand Prix, times that by 8, and you get very quickly 112 points. Obviously, add 2 points for 2 sprints, 114 points. Alonso is about 6 points away from that. So, what about drivers that can no longer win the championship? Well, Magnussen, Albon, Tsunoda, Latifi and Ricciardo all got knocked and they can no longer win the championship. However, after the Grand Prix, we have new requirements, shall we say. So, to no longer win the championship, we have to beat, to knock these drivers out from winning the championship, we have to beat these drivers, and by how much? Vettel by 13 points or more, Ocon by 8 or more, Perez by more than minus 4 points. When I say minus, I mean we can lose 4 points to him. Stroll by minus 19, Gasly by minus 22, Bottas by minus 23, Zhou by minus 24, Schumacher by minus 25. Now, not relevant to us, but handy to know. Verstappen can beat these drivers and they can no longer win second place, if you want to say it like that. Verstappen beats Magnussen by 14 or more, Albon by 14 or more, Tsunoda by 8 or more, Latifi by minus 7, and Ricciardo by minus 9. So, just to keep that handy and in mind for all you number people, hence me being one of them, hence why this is all here. Constructors' Championship then. So, we still lead, Red Bull P2, Ferrari P3, Alpine P4. Unfortunately, Red Bull got the race win, however, nobody gained points on us, and Williams can no longer win. So yes, before the race, if we beat AlphaTauri by 44 points or more, they would not be able to win anymore. and if we beat Williams by 20 points or more, they would not be able to win anymore. So, after that, how does it play out? Well, we beat Williams by enough points. We did not beat AlphaTauri by enough points. That would have to have been a 1-2. We did not. That's clearly quite shown on screen. Red Bull got the race win. Afterwards, we now have to beat Aston by 22 points or more, McLaren by 13 or more, Alfa Romeo by minus 19, Haas by minus 28, and AlphaTauri by minus 31. The minus ones, basically, if we get equal points with them, they're gone. So that's an easy way of remembering it. So we spent a long time on these previous ones. Let's get straight into the meaty stuff of the Grand Prix. The race lap graph is first. So the first stint on the medium tyres looked very good. A little bit wobbly. However, it is quite a long circuit. There needs to be some room for variation. The middle stint on the medium as well, a little bit less variation, which is very good. Build the consistency. However, the third stint only lasted a single lap, and you can hardly tell on here, except that one's really high. You might think it was a safety car. So finally, the fourth stint on the soft tyres, again very consistent, with just a single yellow. So unfortunately, we had two yellow laps, and they both came in two stints that were the most consistent. But pace maintained across the whole race, and smooth, consistent stints, which is what we love to see, so long as you're not in the wall. So, the 8 images that sum up the Belgian Grand Prix, here they are right now. Bobbi, you sent in the pit lane and Q3. Mark, you sent in the Drivers' Championship and the race results. Toto, you sent in Q3 and the race results. Rosie, you sent in the pit stop from the soft tyres and the original strategy. So let's get straight into it. Bobbi, your 2 images. The pit lane and Q3 result. So, laps of concentration in the pit lane and a dominant pole position lap. One kind of makes you think that even if the other happened, you'd still win the race. But no, there's a little bit of pace of change between the quali and the race, which is fine, as long as it doesn't affect us too much. However, it wasn't going to affect us until you made a mistake. We were going to be, pit stop ahead of Max, maybe about 10 seconds. Instead, we finished about 10 seconds behind. Ignoring the fact that we did get a penalty, I think, maybe. It's still irrelevant. You made a mistake, you hit the wall, and you cost yourself a race victory. Kind of penalty within itself. But you must be told. Again. And yeah, pole position, dominant, over a second to Max. You would have thought with that pace we would have had at least 44 seconds at the end of the race. But no, we were projected about maybe 15 with the soft tyres. So yeah, we've got to figure out what happened there. Not quite sure. Haven't got the telemetry working, so we'll have a look soon. Anyway, Mark, your 2 images, what were they? They were the championship and the race result. So, bad image is Alonso is still within the 114 target point gap. Nice that I got that on the fly. Yeah, he's in by about 6-8 points. It's not too bad, considering that he did just get in at Hungary. Although we would love for him to not be there at all, especially since he's 4th in the drivers, which means we should have even a bigger gap over him. But if we had the target point gap for everyone, then we would never get the gap over the bottom people, because theoretically 10-point people should be without points. The good image, clear fastest lap. Unfortunately, I did have a look in the records. We did not have the fastest lap until we boxed for the soft tyres. And to be honest, we would have got it anyway. We got it on the soft tyres. We didn't need. We were going to get that fastest lap had we not made the third pit stop anyway. So it's fine. You did good in that department on the pace. Just that one incident, and it all unravels. At least it was only second place, and we didn't tumble down to 10th like we did in Hungary. So yeah, no poor strategy change or anything. Just a lapse of concentration in the pit lane. Don't do it. I know it's a little break for you, but use it up until you get past the last box. Toto, your two images. Result. They both mention not Bobbi. They both do not mention Bobbi. Sorry, I don't know why I can't speak English today. Lewis was P6 in Q3 was the bad image, and 5 points over Red Bull was the good image. So yes, Lewis P6 in qualifying. That definitely was not going to help us in the race if we wanted to knock AlphaTauri out. I mean, AlphaTauri aren't a big rival. We'll get them next time around anyway. So yeah, we don't have to worry. But it would have been nice to get 1-2 anyway, because it takes points off Max, and it's just nice seeing two of you up there on the podium. And yeah, 5 points over Red Bull, despite starting P6 with 2 Red Bulls ahead. You managed to get P4. Lewis managed to get P4, and Perez tumbled all the way to 10th. Both Ferraris made it into the other Ferrari and other Alpine made it into the top 10 to get points for their respective teams, but it wasn't enough. And we beat both Ferraris and both Alpines. 1 Red Bull, but we were close enough. We got high enough points with Lewis that we were able to overcome the gap that Max got over Bobbi. So lastly, Rosie, your two images. The first one, pit stop off the sauce, and the midway switch to 2 mediums and a sauce. Yes, very self-explanatory. Should not have had to change the front wing and the soft tyres. We did not go for fastest lap. We did get it, but we did not do it for fastest lap. We should not have to change the front wing unless someone collides into you, but even then you should be really careful, and it should not be at the end of the race for your final stint. It makes sense if it's something like lap 2 or early on like that, and the other drivers just turned in on you, but not the pit lane. Anyway, the good image. Yes, we mid-race changed to 2 mediums and a soft, purely because the undercut threat. Max was staying quite close, and we did not want to get undercut by him. Kind of reverse of Hungary. We did not want to be caught out by drivers going short and on the fresher tyres. But it's fine, and we matched him. Shouldn't have to though, we should be able to win on our own pace. To be honest, we should have gone 2 mediums and a soft anyway. It was about 4 tenths quicker. But hey, it's fine. We did it. And we were able to do the best we could with the pace. And that was good enough for P2. Should have been P1. Anyway, that's enough of me. This is the end of the Monday morning debrief. Thank you for listening to the Monday morning review of the Belgium Grand Prix. Netherlands next up. Home circuit of Max, so if we can win, definitely going to knock the confidence of Max, hopefully, and build some confidence of your own, Bobbi, so you can go on a streak of victories. Anyway, I'll see you all in Netherlands. Right, normal me. Okay, couple things. At some point, I refer to real life, and I actually talk as if I'm myself. Sorry, I kind of broke character there. I cannot be able to work out when this was, but this is sometime in May. It is now July. 3rd of July to be specific, the Monday. This should be going out Wednesday. Hopefully it is. If it's not, then I'm lazy. To be honest, this is after 9 o'clock. I should be sleeping right now. But hey ho. Got to get stuff like this done. No, I don't have to. But anyway, yeah, because this race was done in like May, maybe even April. I doubt it though. I have no idea about the strategy change. I don't even remember it. So yeah, that's kind of why I brushed over it. But hey ho, it's fine. We did good until that final part. Remove that lap, and we're winning the race, you know. So yeah, all is well, kinda. So yeah, nothing else much to say. Netherlands next. I'll get some F1 23 news out purely so that I know about it when I start playing. Still got the 2 time trials stuff to do, and then that's it. So yeah, got the 6 AI tests left, 8 AI tests left after Italy. I decided to include China and Portugal for whatever reason. No idea if they're even on the 23 game again. And then I've got to do like 5-minute time trials at each circuit. Why is it 5 minutes and not the normal 10 or 20? Because I spent too long on the AI test. And I'm spending too long here. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'll see you all in the Netherlands. Hope you have a good rest of your day. I don't know what I normally do. It's been so long that I've probably done this on a schedule. Bye. Now I'm stealing someone else's outro. Bye.